Hey guys, Spencer here. I'm traveling and I'm in a hotel here in Kansas right now. I'll be speaking this week at the Old Fashioned Baptist Church in Independence, Kansas, and I'm going to have a good time there. But I've had a lot of people ask me this, and I want to try to address this question. And the question is, who do you recommend that we listen to on YouTube? And I've kind of had a hard time answering that because, and not because it's like there's nobody that I recommend, because there are some people that I listen to. I mean, there's some very interesting guys who've got a lot of good Bible to give you. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to hand you a list of people that I approve, because sometimes people change and sometimes people kind of go down the wrong road. And so I would have to babysit that list forever. And I don't know if I want to do that. But at the same time, I do want to tell you that there are some good people on YouTube, but also there are some bad people on YouTube. There are some folks who I really don't think you should listen to them. I think that they're hurting you. I think that they're filling your mind with half-truths and really kind of messing you up. And I don't like these guys. They're and some of them are women too. I think there's some women on YouTube don't need to be on YouTube. At least they don't need to be recommended as good Christian commentators, or even someone who's an apologist or whatever. I don't think you ought to be listening to those folks. But what I did was I've been working on a list for several days, and I mentioned something about it on our live stream the other day, and I want to kind of go through this list for you. The Bible says in 1 John 4:1, try the spirits whether they be of God. And matter of fact, let me just pull this up here on my computer here while I have it in front of me, and I don't have it set up like I want to here. But 1 John 4:1 says, Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. And so many false prophets are gone out into the world. And I think that, YouTube is part of that world. There are some people on YouTube that are dangerous, very dangerous people. And the things that they say, I hope to God that my children never get caught up with somebody like that, ever. And so what I've done is I want to give you a list. Just take the time, listen to this list with me. Hear the heart behind this. And someone who takes a position, I want my doctrine to be right. That means that a lot of people are not right theologically, and some people get so frustrated with that. They're just like, "Well, do you recommend anybody?" And I understand what they're saying. And but here's what I'll give you. I'm going to give you 6 things. Okay, if they meet these 6 criteria, then I think they're pretty good people. Number 1, does this person that I'm listening to on YouTube, do they go to church? Now you'd say, well, that's a no-brainer. I mean, no duh. You'd be surprised. Folks, listen to me. There are people on YouTube who have YouTube channels and have maybe not rock star followings, but like they have a following and they don't even go to church. That right there ought to be a disqualifier for you. That's troubling. You say, well, certainly no such thing exists. You would be surprised. And I'm not going to name names, but I'm just going to tell you, you would be surprised, okay? Number 2, not only do they go to church, but number 2, do they have like a ministry outside of YouTube? Okay? Now, I do YouTube. I think we're just going to hit 131,000 subscribers on our channel. I'm thankful for that. That's wonderful. And I love it. It's a joy to see the people respond to it and helping people. But outside of YouTube, I have many things that are going on. Like I'm traveling and preaching right now. We've got Lighthouse Baptist Missions. We're working in Dominican Republic, working in Kenya, probably working in Uganda very soon. So what you're seeing here is just a sliver of my life. Spencer Smith is not only a YouTuber. And I have a church. I have a ministry in my local church that I'm a part of. So outside of YouTube, I have a ministry. The thing is that I fear is that there are people who YouTube is all they do. And they've learned the algorithms, they've learned the system, and they've learned how to speak about things in the Christian realm that gain interest. But they themselves outside of YouTube have no ministry. That's somebody that I personally would not recommend that you listen to. I don't think that's somebody, although they may say some good things, that's really not somebody that I would want to give my ear to. And not someone that I would want really you to get messed up with as well. Another thing that I would say, number 3, number 1, do they go to church? Number 2, do they have a ministry outside of YouTube? Okay, if they don't really have a ministry outside of YouTube, then there's a good chance they're nothing more than just an entertainer, and that is not good. That's not somebody you want. So number 3, maybe you'll disagree with this, but I would want you to ask yourself the question: are these people qualified to be a bishop in the New Testament? Okay, now let me read this to you. 1 Timothy chapter 3 is one of the main texts we go to about the qualifications of a New Testament bishop. It says, if a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth good work. So the rest of the verses there, verse number 2, he's got to be blameless, husband of one wife. Like, for example, a bishop must be blameless. If the guy in recent history has been to rehab for pornography and cocaine addiction, and now he's back on YouTube like nothing happened, that is not somebody you probably should be listening to. That's not somebody I would recommend you give your ear to theologically, because that has implications. Okay, it says the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous, wanted to rule as well his own house. Verse number 6, not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride he fall into the condemnation of the devil. And so that not a novice. Okay, if you got somebody who's, I'm not against hearing young people. I think young people can do it, but I would be more inclined to give my ear to somebody who's got some miles on him, and somebody who's not speaking about Christianity from theory, and it's not some classroom information that he has. This is something that he's lived. And so that's somebody I would want you to give your ear to. So are they qualified to be a bishop? Are they qualified to be a bishop? That's a good question. And go examine 1 Timothy chapter 3 and ask yourself, am I listening to somebody who's qualified to be that? That would be a parameter I would give you. Number 4, does this individual that I'm listening to on YouTube, do they use the Bible? Do they use the Bible? Now, here's the difference. There are people on YouTube, and I've been around long enough now. I've been watching other folks and kind of seeing what other people are doing. There are people who use the Bible, and then there's those who speak Christianese. There's those who use the Word of God, and then there's those who their entire channel is nothing more than them speaking Christianese. It's self-help. It's go chase your dreams. You can do it, man. There's a wonderful plan, and you can have a fulfilled life. And they pepper it with Bible terminology, but really it's not. They're not studying the Bible with you. They're speaking Christianese. That's something you have to be vigilant about. You have to check that and ask yourself that question. And so, do they use the Bible? Number 4. Number 5 would be: is this person worldly? Are they worldly? And worldliness is something that most people can't get a straight answer on what worldliness even is. But are they trying to get into an industry? Are they trying to get into a music industry? Are the people that they bring onto their channel, are these worldly people? I mean, I want to interview preachers. I want to interview whatever. But there's a lot of folks out there, they want to interview rock stars. They want to bring rock stars on their channel. And that's something that I would check that. Is this person worldly? And there's a lot of different angles. A lot of things you could ask yourself. Personally, I don't know if I would want my family or my kids listening to somebody with a bunch of Christian tattoos all over their body. Okay, that's somebody whose discernment is so bad, and that's just somebody that you don't want to give your ear to. So that's just something you want to think about. Okay, number 6 is, does this person I'm listening to, are they fellowshipping with known false teachers? Are they fellowshipping with known, proven, 100% verified false teachers? I saw one the other day and kind of shocked the life out of me. He was doing an interview with Michael Brown, who is we put Michael Brown in Third Adam. He's a part of the New Apostolic Reformation. Okay, if they're bringing New Apostolic Reformation people onto their channel and interviewing them, that's probably somebody you don't want to mess with. You don't want to listen to people who are associated and fellowship with known false teachers. And so let me go through the list again. And you may hear this list and think, well, that's all stupid. I'm going to list whoever I want to. And please go do whatever you want to do. I'm just here to give you my influence, and that's all I can do. I'm just I'm not your pope. I'm not I'm just a guy with the Bible. That's all I am. And that's probably all I'll ever be, and that's really all I want to be. It's just a guy with the Bible. But I want to use my influence to try to direct you and give you some parameters of some people, some guidelines you can take and test people by, because many false prophets have gone out into the world, and part of that world is the YouTube world. So let me go through them again. Number one, do they go to church? You'd be surprised. Number two, do they have a ministry outside of YouTube? Like, are they reaching people, or trying to see people saved? Are they doing ministry outside of YouTube? That's something to think about. Number three, are they qualified as a New Testament bishop? That's a heavy one. Are they qualified as a New Testament bishop? Because if they're not, then you probably shouldn't give your ear to that person. Number four, do they use the Bible, or do they speak Christianese? Do they use the Bible, or do they speak Christianese? Number five, are they worldly? Are they trying to be cool and dope and relevant and yo? Are they trying to be all that? If so, that is not somebody that you want to be around, because if any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Okay, if he's worldly, he's not right with the Lord. That's King James Bible. That is clear as it can possibly be. So, and then number six, do they fellowship with known false teachers? Good question. Because if they fellowship with false teachers, the chances of them being a false teacher themselves are pretty strong. So we give you this because we love you folks, and we want to just try to help you the best we can. And that's good guidelines for almost anything as far as YouTube, or maybe even podcast, or even trying to find a church. I think that's these are great parameters for that. And so I hope it's a blessing to you. I hope it's a help to you. And if you would subscribe to our channel, we're going to give you a lot of good content like this. And may God speak to your heart. And we're praying for you. So God bless you guys. We'll see you.